Well, welcome again to another episode of Christian News Podcast. And in this episode, we're going to be looking at an article again from the Christian Post. And it was by Michael Gryboski. He's the editor. And it appeared Monday, December 8th, also. 2025. The title of the article is, hang on one second here, I've got to shut something off here. There, I got it. I forgot to turn my cursor off. Anyway, the article is entitled, Did India Deny a Visa to Franklin Graham Ahead of a Crusade? And Post said, here's what we know. Now, it's going to be a hard article for me to read because there's some Indian names in here I have trouble pronouncing. But Reverend Franklin Graham was recently unable to attend a Christian revival event in India due to a visa issue, with some alleging foul play. Well, the report circulated last week stated that the 73-year-old Graham was prevented from speaking at the event in Nagaland late last month to commence the anniversary of the crusade his father, the late Reverend Billy Graham, conducted in the region 53 years earlier. The Times of India has reported that Graham had been denied a visa, causing one local leader to send letters to the federal officials voting displeasure with the matter. The spokesperson for Billy Graham's Evangelistic Association clarified the situation in a statement sent to the Christian Post last Tuesday. The visa for Reverend Frank Graham and our teams were approved by the government of India. Ministry at Home Office, Foreign Division. However, it was after the necessity departure date for Mr. Graham to arrive in time for the Nagaland United, the gathering of faith, hope, and revival, and for the Hornbill Festival. Read the statement. Mr. Franklin Graham is grateful to the Corima Baptist pastor in fellowship and to the chief minister of the Nagaland, Dr. Nipuyu Rio, for the invitation to visit Nagaland, as his father, Billy Graham, also did in 1972. We also work closely with the Indian ambassador in Washington, D.C., and are thankful for the association. The event held in the state capital of Corima was a collaboration among the Corima Baptist Pastor Fellowship and the Nagaland Baptist Church Council and the Nagaland Joint Christian Forum. Robert Conville, an associate evangelist with the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association and a longtime friend of the ministering partner in India, preached the gospel in Graham's place, according to the BGA spokesperson. After Graham was unable to attend the event, Mozaran Pandish, Congress committed President Lala, I can't pronounce this one, Tangazan, wrote a letter to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressing his extreme disappointment. Times of India's note. The Representative Andrew Smith, Republican in Nebraska, chair of the House and Ways and Means Subcommittee on Trades and Relations, released a statement denouncing Graham's visa issue. Now here's the statement. I went and I got it, and I'll read it to you. This is Smith's statement on the Reverend Frank Graham. It was December 3rd, 2025. This was the press release. Washington, D.C. Today, Congressman Andrew Smith, Republican, chairman of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee on Trade, released the following statement following the report indicating Reverend Frank Graham was denied a visa by the Indian government on religious grounds. For generations, the Graham family has been leading in demonstrating their faith in Christ through acts of charity to the poorest among us around the world, and by sharing the gospel with all those who freely chose to hear it. The decision by Indian federal government to deny Reverend Graham a visa is troubling affairs to Indians, Christian, and the Indian Constitution protection for freedom of religion. The discriminating treatment of Reverend Graham prohibits him from visiting the region when he was invited and expected to be warmly welcomed by thousands who shared his faith, does not align with the Prime Minister Modi's promise to work towards improving ties with the United States, nor with the promise of protecting religious minorities. Reverend Graham has been invited to participate in an event with thousands of Christians. Nagaland's, a majority Christian state, is northeast India. His organization, Samaritan's Purse, has provided relief and aid and religious resources to India for more than 40 years. Now back to the article. The decision by the Indian federal government to deny Reverend Graham a visa is a troubling affair to Indians, Christians, and the Indian Constitution to protection of freedom of religion, stated Smith. The discriminating treatments of Reverend Graham prohibits him from visiting a region where he was invited and expected to be warmly welcomed by thousands. This is basically words just from the article that we wrote. And I'm just going to skip down to the last part here. In 1972, Reverend Billy Graham held a crusade event in I can't pronounce the name. It's a local ground in Kodiam, which Nagaland Chief Minister Nepuya Rao referred to a speech. Many in our state still cherish the memories of that crusade, said Rio at the event, as quoted by the Nagaland Tribune. It sowed seed of faith, awakens, and spiritual renewal, and continues to bear fruit even today. Well, this was kind of a sad situation, but I thought I would share it with you. And this is your host, Rish. Until next time, bye for now.